I was driving to the show today, and I just had a talk show on. They were talking about IVF. And it pissed me off a little bit because, evidently some people have a problem with IVF because, I don't know, they get all uppity when you take God out of the equation. Which is complete bullshit, by the way, because my daughter, me and my wife had to go through IVF, and I thank God for her every day. But for those of you who haven't done that, they say the best part of having a child is making the baby. That ain't true if you've been through IVF. My wife, God bless her, she had the privilege of every day, she had to get daily injections in her ass, about a 4-foot needle that I was the lucky one that had to give her the ass. The doctor was nice enough to draw a bullseye on her ass. I shit you not. He drew a bullseye, a big circle and a dot. So I know right where to put that needle. And, it took a minute, so I figured, let me talk to her. I said, honey, this is not a bad idea. I said, maybe we could draw a bullseye somewhere else so that I don't miss. Well, the next morning I got up and she had drawn a bullseye on the toilet seat.
It didn't help.
It did not. It did not. It was only, I knew where not to pee. I knew where not to pee. So, she may not agree, but I had the hard part through the whole process. She came up and she said, here, call this number and make an appointment. So I said, for what? She said, well, you got to go in there and do your thing. Now, how many of you ever here have made an appointment to masturbate? It's strange, right? When the woman answers the phone, she says, what's the reason for your visit? I said, I got to leave a sample. She said, what kind of sample? I said, come. So I actually put that in my calendar. Y'all can check your calendar on your phone, see if you see masturbate anywhere in there. And I do it often enough, but I've never put it in my phone. So I show up there, and I walk up, and I got my head down. I don't want to make eye contact with anybody. So they're nice and discreet enough. They lead me to the room, and she opens the door. And I look in, and there's 2 chairs sitting in there, and an old television from like the 1960s. Looked like Archie Bunker's living room. And I never did figure out why the second chair was in there. I said, maybe if I had better insurance, somebody would be sitting in that other chair. So the woman said, you have 15 minutes. Somebody else is coming in behind you. When you're done, leave your sample on the sink. And good luck. So thank you. So she shut the door. And I looked around, and there was a wicker basket with some VHS tapes in it. I just had to pick one because I don't know, for whatever reason, there was a yellow stain covering all the titles. So I popped it in the VCR, and the credits were rolling. Anybody here know that porno had credits? I'd never made it that far before, so now I gotta sit there and rewind the goddamn thing. I'm sitting there, and when it's done, I press play, and that didn't work because the woman's bush was huge. I mean, she had so much hair, I thought buckwheat was eating her out. So that didn't work. I couldn't do anything for that. So they had a pile of magazines, like 30-year-old Playboy magazines, and I couldn't get to the good spot because all the pages were stuck together for some reason. So finally, it was hard. I couldn't get an erection. It was hot in there. I was sweating like a whore in church. I was sitting on this seat protector. But finally, I got done. And I did my business in the cup. I took it to the bathroom. I said goodbye to half my daughter. And then a few weeks later, my daughter was conceived. How many of you can say that you were at work when your child was conceived? But that's where I was that day. But she's 13 years old today, and a beautiful young lady, so.